I build worlds for a living, but I don't build them alone.
I'm Jeannie, the first reader and the partner who keeps the real world running.
I'm J.E. Sutton Jr. This is the Co-Authored Life.
A look at the stories we share and the life we're building together.
Another week,
Another week.
and school year's almost over. So
Three more
three
days.
more days.
Woohoo! And it's Memorial Day weekend.
It is Memorial Day weekend, so we're actually recording this a day later. We actually had some mishaps yesterday, which delayed the podcast. I had some mishaps yesterday.
Yes. But it all turned out okay. And the only problem we had is that in the middle of the night, I had to resubscribe to our Hulu. But that's okay.
Well, yeah. So we're alluding to the fact that I lost my wallet for several hours yesterday, but it turned up here in the house, but not until after I had canceled 3 credit cards.
It's okay.
So now we got to wait on those to get back. So we're having to move some stuff around to different pages.
It all comes from the same pot.
Yep. But it's just a little, it's actually a good exercise because we'll see what all is on that credit card that I've forgotten about, recurring subscriptions.
And one of them was the Hulu account.
Hulu's the answer. YouTube TV is the other one. I just got a message about that.
I think we just paid it, so.
I just got a message that.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, cool.
So,
all right.
Enough of our financial discussion in the middle of the podcast. So our first segment, Pages in Process. What's going on?
I don't really know. We're a little behind as far as me versus you on your editing. I know you said you've been writing.
I did.
More.
Yeah. So there's just one chapter you haven't seen, and I'm midway through another chapter. So I am still making progress. We do need to do a little editing. Maybe we can get that today or tomorrow, or maybe whenever we get to it. I know that you finished. I just wrote this great scene that I want you to read between Ava and her
partner,
former boss.
Oh,
her former boss.
Oh, okay.
And I think it's kind of cute. I think it's kind of cute. I think you'll like it. So we'll see.
I'm really enjoying the book. I can't wait to go back and read it all together.
Read it as a book and not read it as a editing exercise.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to our read through, which is probably a few months away.
Yeah, it's probably.
Although we are coming up because I have a deadline. My deadline might be a little sooner than his deadline, but.
Right. Yes. Well, the ultimate deadline is in October when we want to be at the finish line. But how we get there is the question. But I mean, I would ideally like to be finished writing the first draft in the next 30 days so that we then have plenty of time to do a second. I usually do a second pass on it myself. And then by the time we hit the third draft, that's when we start doing our joint editing sessions.
The read aloud.
And then the read aloud.
Which we've still missed things.
Still do miss things occasionally. So
your brain is weird. It does tricks to you while you're reading.
Yeah, because your brain corrects things when you're reading them.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much when you read aloud, but it still does sometimes happen. And so we did miss a fairly obvious one in Cybernetic Resonance that a reader pointed out to us that we were able to fix for future versions. So, but that happens. It also happens in traditionally published books as well.
Yes.
It's just a matter of fact. Humans writing means there are going to be occasional mistakes. So
yes. In other news in Pages in Process, we do have, we've mentioned it several times, some book signings coming up.
Yep.
One in June at San Marco Books and More.
Yep.
And we're excited to go back there and be under the awning.
Yeah. Not in the sun.
Yes. We'll still be outside, but that's okay.
Yep.
There's lots of foot traffic in San Marco.
Yeah.
And there's tons of stuff to do there. So come out and see us. We'll have more about that in all of our social media, both personal and the co-authored life.
Yeah, we'll start pushing that really heavily coming up here shortly. And then the following month on the 18th, we are at FCCJ Kent Campus. FSCJ Kent Campus for the Literary Indulgence Book Festival.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about that. They've been really
supportive.
They're following me on social media. They're interacting with our social media accounts, encouraging people to show up. So we're really excited to be part of that festival
I'm
this year.
excited to just
Just to see
attend.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Just to see it.
Although we don't get to see any of the keynote or anything like that, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, because we'll be,
We're actual vendors,
vendors.
book author vendor, whatever it's called.
Right. So that's where we're at again, in the latter half the third of the book. I know I keep saying that, but that's true. That is one of the bigger parts of the book, though. You have the first part, the middle part is really, really big, and then the latter part
The
of the book.
introduction, the conflict, and
Yes.
then
And then
the abyss of De Monet.
the Daemon that takes forever, and then you finally with the final wrap up and everything.
Well, I guess that's the De Monet.
That's the Daemon. The climax comes just before that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
All right. Suddenly, Jeannie's back in middle school.
It doesn't matter.
so 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 yeah, that's where we're at. It's this book is taking longer, but it's a different kind of book,
And again, we're busier.
and we are busier doing other things.
And
But
he's had to deal with me at the end of the school year, and I'm not a peach all the time.
um, I
That's okay.
I
It's
couldn't do it. I mean, I have great respect for what you do because I could not do that with the stress that you face every day. So I that I know that it what I'm trying to tell you is it's not a huge sacrifice. I respect what you're doing and the stress that it puts on you. So if there's any stress that gets put on me, it's because I can't fix
right.
that the issues that you have. I can only be here to try to support you, but I can't
And you do.
resolve the problem.
You are oh yeah, well, Becky needs to go. I don't work with any Beckys, so that's why I said
Becky is
that. Yeah.
completely fictional.
Yes.
So hey, if you want me to take care of somebody, just let me know. I will insert them right into the book and we'll take care of them right away.
Okay. Well, you already know.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I do know. Okay. So, that's really, pages in process. It is right now we're heavy into the process part.
Yeah.
The pages are coming. They're coming slowly, but, I think we're somewhere around 60,000 words. Supposed we're this book is going to end up somewhere, just over right at 80,000 words. So
Wow.
we're getting there. So
It's a good book. They're all good. They're all
So
different.
so, yeah, I mean, yeah, I have my favorites. So far, my favorite is Cybernetic Resonance, and I think my new favorite will be Eclosion Point when I finish it. But it's a different book. But a lot of people's favorite is the Failsafe Program. So, and then I mean, maybe that's fair because it's the first one and it's new and it's fresh and
Yeah.
the characters are new. But so
Sci-fi mystery.
yeah, or noir mystery with sci-fi elements or techno thriller, whatever it is. I think it's a highly
If you like
character-driven.
detective, you're going to like it. If you like science fiction, you're going to love it.
Yeah.
If
you love old-fashioned detective mysteries, if that's what
said.
you grew up reading, I think you'll love it because that's what I grew up reading, and that's what I was thinking when I wrote the book. So anyway, so that I think is all we have for pages in process.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So we can move on to the next.
It's fluid. We can go back and forth.
Yeah, I may think of
But let's
something else.
just move on to the Analog Book Club.
The Analog Book Club.
I'm going to start with me because you're going to go on and on and on. I just know.
As usual.
Yes. I am listening to my audiobook is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. I am about 30% into this book and I can't love it more. It is so interesting. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I don't drive 30 minutes, an hour a day and don't get that. I'll probably start,
just listening to it.
yeah, I don't know, but it's great. If you haven't read it, I suggest reading it. I haven't even finished it yet, but I'm like I said, 30% in, and I think it's my new favorite book of the historical fiction. I think of the majority of the books I've read this year. I am reading The Crown of Gilded Bones, the Blood and Ash series book. It's number 3. from Jennifer L. Armentrout. It's good. Um, I'm starting to get into it because, again, I have Swiss cheese brain, and that first part of me reading a series book, especially after I put the series down for a bit,
Catching back up.
I'm like, well, wait, why are they doing this? But I'm to the point like I'm like, oh yeah, okay, come on, let's go. So it's fun. I think I'm done now.
You're done?
Yeah. So for the next 14 minutes,
14?
go.
All right, time me. So I just finished listening to You Only Live Twice by Ian Fleming. It's the last of the Blofeld Trilogy, and I had committed myself to reading the Blofeld Trilogy, rereading parts of it. I had not read all of them, but I had read some of them. I think I'd read Thunderball before. So I'm finished with that. It ends in kind of a almost a not quite a Sherlock Holmes over the falls moment, but sort of feels like the end of the series, but it's actually not. What?
I said that's twice you've mentioned Sherlock Holmes Over the Falls in this podcast. Wow.
Well, that that that's one of the I think it's one of the great mystery tropes, right? Killing the detective and then coming back to him. So anyway, so I did finish that. I decided to go ahead and listen to The Man with the Golden Gun. It's the final book in the series, just because it immediately takes place. It takes place immediately after You Only Live Twice, and tells what happens after that, and because they kind of leave it as at a cliffhanger at the end of that book. So I wanted to finish reading it. So that is what I'm listening to on audiobooks. I'm still trying to do my audio walk, though I missed 2 days last week, I think, due to a business interruption.
You were like slam busy Friday.
It was busy. It was busy even on Friday, which isn't usually true. And so reading, I just last night or early this morning finished reading The Cat Who Knew Shakespeare by Lillian Jackson Braun.
If you haven't read any of those books, they're just delightful.
I love those. This book was a little odd because I don't usually these books, they're not traditional mysteries because the protagonist isn't a detective. He's a former newspaper columnist who inherits a bunch of money, and he's moved into this rural community in the north that I think it's called Moose County, and he lives with 2 Siamese cats, Coco and Yum Yum, and the cats tend to solve the mysteries by leaving him clues,
right?
And so he just sort of stumbles into them. But even in this one, there really wasn't much of a solve. He sort of picks away at clues at it, but the solve comes all at the end by somebody else, which is unusual for this series. But it's still fun. The cats are amazing. The small town charm is really, really cool. So I just finished that this morning because I was waiting on last Tuesday to occur because there was a new Michael Connelly book out, which I now have on my Kindle, Ironwood, which is a continuation of his of his Catalina Island series, which is a new character, Stillwell.
You said wood.
Yeah, Ironwood. Got it. This is Jeannie being an adolescent.
Welcome to the real Jeannie.
So that's where I'm at. I think that's pretty much it. I did notice that Craig Johnson has a new book out too, and I need to get that one as well.
I don't know who Craig Johnson is.
Yes,
I know
you do.
Have I met him
Personally? No, that'd be cool though.
Yeah.
Craig Johnson is the author of the Longmire series.
Oh.
He has a new book out called The Brothers McKay.
I've never read the books, but I've read the TV show. I've watched the TV show. It's a favorite.
The books are much better than the TV show. The TV show had never captured it the way it should have, but books are really, really good. And he has a new one. It's called The Brothers McKay, and it's out. I have not. I don't know anything about it yet.
You're talking really, really quiet.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why.
I don't know either.
We'll see how that turns out on the audio. But all right, so I only went I think I only went
5 minutes,
5 minutes,
not 14.
not 14 minutes. Um,
And now our refrigerator is talking to us. You probably can't hear that, and so this will probably be cut. Who knows?
Alexa, it's Alexa on our refrigerator talking and
She's
asking us.
just randomly chirped up lately.
Yeah, I know. They must have updated her
Yeah,
software.
and now they're lonely.
Because we quieted our AI pet Abby. She's muted, so she can't talk. And the co-producer Nutmeg is asleep, so
Yes.
we shouldn't have any disasters.
We shouldn't, but
We'll see. We'll see. So far, so good.
life
It
happens.
does, and because this is behind the scenes at the Co-Author the Life, you get to experience it.
Yes. Because it's real. Life is real.
It is real.
It's messy. It's
Yep.
very messy. So let's move right along into plot and popcorn.
Plot and popcorn. What are we watching this?
Well, last weekend we watched Hail Mary.
We did watch Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
We said we were going to, and we in fact did.
We had popcorn.
We
It
did
was
have
great.
popcorn. Again, I'm not allowed to have popcorn on the podcast because Jeannie doesn't like the way it
Nobody
sounds.
wants to watch you eat.
If anybody wants to
Well-
watch me eat, just let us know in the comments.
And yet no comments come in. So we watched that. It was really good. It was fun. They did a great job between the relationship between Dr. Grace and Rocky.
Rocky, yeah.
Of course, the book is so much better, but the movie is so good. So if the movie is so good, imagine how good the book is.
Yeah. So that's what and it's been a while since I read the book, but a lot of it came flooding back to me as I'm watching the movie. What's not in the movie that's in the book is the detailed science. Right. They allude to it in the movie, of course, but they don't go into the detail. And obviously,
they don't show him getting stuck.
Right.
He just seems to know it all.
Right. And in the book is a lot of that. Like they have a problem they don't know how to solve. You know,
they
set up, there's a big problem. I'm totally freaking out. And then they solve the problem. The problem is solved.
Yeah.
All right.
Peg and cat.
Peg and cat.
Peg plus cat.
Peg plus cat. For
anyway,
those of you who
so
don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, like he can't even go to the second level of the ship for like chapters in.
Right. And I seem to remember the whole getting Rocky to be able to move around.
Yeah.
Was a much bigger thing than it is. And the whole discovery at the end, which leads to the twist at the end, took a lot longer. So all that's drawn out in the book, and you get a lot more detail about it. But what they wanted to focus on in the movie, because it's the most easily presented in a visual format, was the relationship between Rocky and Grace.
Yes.
And that works. It's a wonderful little film about the relationship between a man and his alien rock, his pet rock, and they do a really, really, really good job with Rocky. I mean, that character is, sometimes CGI characters can come off, sort of fake or forced, and this one didn't. I mean, I thought they did an incredible job with Rocky's character and made it fun. And sort of played off the little language discrepancies that I remember from the book as well. But they did a really good job with that. So I would definitely recommend you see it. I would definitely recommend you read the book.
Yes.
I don't care what order because it doesn't matter to me.
No, it really doesn't matter.
Because
I read the book first, and I wanted to do that. You said you didn't care.
I don't care because, and this is why this book and movie, it is the example of why I don't care. Because if you watch the movie first, you will get the main story, right? So there will be spoilers, right? That will not surprise you when you read the book later. But what you will get is you'll get all of the backstory. So in the middle of this movie, when you're thinking, oh, wow, how did they figure that out?
Right.
You will find that out in the book. It will give you all this more detail about how they learned to communicate and how they learned how to make the changes to the astrophage that they needed to make, and how they discovered the things that they discovered. All that's in more detail that's not really in the movie because they don't have time and you can't really display it in a visual format. But when you read the book, you get that. So it's like getting the it's like getting a guide to the movie in the book form when you read it
Right.
later. So that's why in most books it doesn't matter to me which order I read. I
Right.
frequently will read a book after I've watched the movie to say, because I want to say, okay, now I want to know the full story. Tell me all the backstory, all the stuff that wasn't important enough to put in the film, but is important. Now, some films that's just not true of. I mean, some films try to cram everything that's in the book into the story, and then you don't get as much of that. But in this book is an example of that you'll get way more context and detail if you read the book once you've seen the movie. So I would
And I don't
absolutely
think for the movie, I mean, I don't remember the runtime for the movie. Um, but
2 hours
we
and
and we talked
40
about
minutes or something like that, I think.
we talked about it. The most important part was that the relationship between Grace and
Right,
Rocky,
right,
and you said it earlier in the week that, Grace had no attachments. I mean,
right,
yes, he had his students, but he wasn't married. His family had all passed.
right.
So
He didn't have anything he really didn't
anchoring him.
have anything anchoring him to Earth to
Right.
begin with, which is one of the reasons why they picked him. And he really had no commitment, anything to make him wanna sacrifice himself for
Right.
until he meets Rocky. And
Right.
then now he does have someone he cares very deeply for. And so he sees the world and his choices differently after he's met this character.
Right.
And that's the whole point of why, um, that works like that in the story. I mean, that's why it was written that way, because you're meant to see him evolve as a character, and by the end of it, he's willing to risk his life for another being, someone who's not even human at that point, but for someone he cares deeply about.
Okay. So you're seeing how we're talking about non-humans. Let's get right into the next thing we're watching, which is Pluribus.
Pluribus, yes, which we haven't talked a lot about.
No, we haven't, which is a shame because it's a good series. It's on
Yeah,
Apple TV. We finished it last night.
the first season. Yeah, hopefully just the first season. Hopefully they're going to
I think they're renewed.
finish it. Okay, so because they left it sort of at a cliffhanger. But so just sort of recapping what the story is briefly, an alien life form arrives on Earth in the form of, for lack of a better word, virus. I think it's more complicated than that, but virus that's then transmitted to the entire world with the exception of 12 people,
13.
13 people. 13 people who aren't affected by the virus. And there's a backstory about why and how they can get around that. But we primarily follow one character,
Mm-hmm. Carol
um,
Sturka.
Carol Stricka, who is an author. That's kind of fun too. Who is an author, and we follow this through her eyes as she loses her partner, who is one of the people who die during the initial infection phase of the takeover, and so the whole world is infected by this virus, and they're all a hive mind. They're all working in concert with each other. There's no more uh, crime, killing, uh, and it's all the first part of
It
the
seems like a
season
utopia, but
is a
it's
utopia, and they slowly start to peel that back that it's not quite the utopia they pan it out to be. There's some serious downsides uh to the culture that these aliens bring to Earth. And so I mean, one could argue that it could be the extreme woke culture if you took it to the extreme. So
yeah.
if you take right nonviolence, veganism, and extreme wokeness, and I'm not a huge fan of that term because at its root, wokeness just means that you're aware
Right.
of
We're
a
woke.
place. We
We are
are
woke.
in the traditional word we are, but we're not extreme about that. We're very practical people about how there are trade-offs in life. So the aliens are so far to that point, though, that they can't even pick an apple off of a tree in order to feed themselves. They can eat it if it falls because they are not performing an action on it. But until then, they can't even destroy plant life in order to feed themselves. So it makes it a very um, fragile ecosystem. And that's part of what they're trying
Right.
to
That's
resolve in the story
one of the whole
uh,
episodes
is
is that the fragility of
of a
their
completely
food distribution.
passive lifestyle. Um, their point is that it's not a sustainable lifestyle because they don't even have a way to sustain themselves, and they're forced to do things that that put their own safety and comfort at risk
Right.
because they're unable to fight back and to defend themselves. And so,
So it is a good series. That was a lot. Um,
but that gives you the flavor for what it's for and this, what it's about. But it's also a study in um, how important to you is your individualism versus the allure of a completely stress-free, love-filled paradise,
right. One
right?
of the best lines in the episode last night, and it doesn't really give it away, but it is, are you going to save the world or are you going to get the girl?
Right,
And it's at that point in that process she realizes what's more important in
right.
life.
And maybe it's very much a story about the allure of that and the temptation of that versus reality of what giving yourself up would mean,
Yeah. And
ultimately,
struggling,
and
having to
struggling.
struggle and
Yeah.
fight for your
Individualism, you're who you are,
yeah,
what makes you special.
your core beliefs.
And that's one of the things that humans have difficulty with is
Yes, he's speaking for all of us right now.
yes, I am. One of the things that humans have difficulty with is the concept of themselves as an individual versus others,
Yes.
because we can't really understand what others are feeling. We can only experience it through their actions and their words and their thoughts.
And we usually get it wrong.
And we do. That's why miscommunications happen. That's why there is conflict, most conflict, um, because we only know what we're thinking and how we're approaching something. We have no clue what the other person is thinking. And so we guess, we try to put ourselves in their shoes. And if we're right, okay. If we're wrong, then that leads to tension and friction. And so
Yes.
the story sort of examines all of that.
Yes.
And there's a whole scene where Carol forces her chaperone to use singular pronouns. We're back to the pronouns. See, pronouns. Singular pronouns, which is more comfortable for her, for Carol as an individual, but not comfortable
For the hive.
for the hive
Right.
because they don't see themselves as I or you. They see themselves as we.
Yeah.
And so it is a fascinating story. Um, then the later episodes in the first season bring in another character, a character from Paraguay who has who
He is going to be an individual.
yes
He
he
is adamant about that.
he is completely, whereas Carol has sort of gone along with the others and sort of used them to get what she wants and what she needs. He has completely locked himself away from them and refused to cooperate in any way. They've been trying to feed him, bringing him food, and he's been destroying it because he wants nothing from them, and he thinks that everything that they supply is stolen from the humans that they've taken over. So he's now through a whole series of several episodes, traveled to meet Carol, and that set up the end of the first season where they're now committed to trying to reverse the alien
Spoiler, sorry.
invasion. Trust me, I have not told you anything that you will not want. You still want to see it.
Yeah, there are a lot of WTF moments
Yes,
in this
yes,
series.
yes. We've left out a bunch of the
But really good. Really good
reveals.
series. What else are we watching?
We continue to watch Widow's Bay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch the series. Both of these are, by the way, on Apple TV,
Yes.
which I've said before on the show. They do an amazing job with the content that they produce. And trust me, I have my issues with Apple on the phone side, but their entertainment division is outstanding.
Yeah, it really is. I like Mythic Quest. I am
Mythic
Haven't
Quest. I
finished.
mean, there's a bunch of stuff. They do
Yeah.
they do tons of stuff.
The morning show.
The morning show's good.
I think we're falling behind. Foundation.
Foundation's there.
Of
There's
course,
some good
Ted
stuff.
Lasso,
Ted
which comes out in
Lasso.
August. I'm excited
Ted
about
Lasso
that.
is an Apple show. So they have really done some amazing stuff. So Widow's Bay continues to be good. We need to watch an episode of that
Yeah.
this week. Are we caught
It's
up on that, or is there?
we had to wait till
Oh, that's right,
Wednesday.
Wednesday,
We are
because we were
caught
caught
up,
up.
so we have to wait for the weekly
We're
episodes, which is kind of fun, actually.
It is fun, though. We really sometimes like to binge. Jeannie really likes to binge.
I do.
Sometimes I'm the controlling factor because I really like to sort of pace it out and not, because I get, the closer you get to the end,
He gets sad.
I get sad and I kind of get resistant to finishing it off. So, Jeannie will binge it all in an afternoon.
Heck yeah. We are watching Battlestar Galactica.
Still watching Battlestar
We
Galactica.
just,
Got
we're
to the end of
just
season 2, right?
Yep, we're gonna start season 3, The Occupation.
Right.
So, gods damn it, Ellen!
I
We get a lot more of that lately.
Yeah, so a lot of this, it's been a while since we watched. I'd forgotten some of the details, so watching it again has been fun. It's really, really a mythic sort of a story. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to surprise you with something that has nothing to do with you, though. I
Why would I
actually
be surprised?
read what Glenn Larson is the producer who created the original Battlestar Galactica, read what his motivations were and what his inspiration was for the structure of Battlestar Galactica, the society.
Okay.
It's the LDS.
Really?
Yeah. He is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He is a Mormon. And the structure of the colonies, religion, and origins is all sort of based around some of the things in the LDS Church.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
That makes this
the whole
whole
12 tribes and the 13th tribe, all of that is based on some of the things in the religion. I don't say this to knock the show at all or to make any
No,
religious
'cause
comments. That's not what I'm bringing up. It's just fascinating to me that, so he grew up with this religion. There's all these sorts of things about it that are, sort of a mystery to him. And in order to explore that, he takes us forward to a different part of the galaxy in a different era to tell this story, probably in a way he probably could not tell if
right.
he had stuck with the real tenets of his religion and
Yeah,
in everyday times.
I don't get that whole LDS feeling.
And I didn't either when they said
I
it.
get more mythology.
And obviously he mixed in other stuff as well.
I mean,
But
there's no hat with tablets or sorry, I don't know.
no, it was all more about the some of the organization. It was like the 13th tribe is absolutely right out of that scripture,
Okay.
because it's the 13th Hebrew tribe that came to the
To the
Americas.
Americas?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right. So that's part of it. The 12 tribes is part of that too. And some of the ways he built some of the structures of their society came out of that. Again, it's just fascinating to me that he brought all of that to it and wrapped it all up. And you don't have to know anything about LDS or even care to enjoy the story. It's a fascinating story. And at its heart, it is more a story about the
Humanity.
circular, cyclical nature of time and history. The whole sort of, it's happened before, it'll happen again.
Right.
Repeating the whole adage about those who.
But in this series, they're also talking about what it means to be human
Yes.
and are the Cylons, do
Right.
they
Do they
have
have a
worth?
soul?
Yeah.
They have a soul. Because they're not organic, are they part of nature? Right. But
He told me this morning, though, that he would still love me if I was a Cylon. So
I did say that.
yay.
I did say that.
And a worm.
And a worm, yes. Or a dude.
Or a dude.
It was worm, dude, Cylon.
It was worm, dude, Cylon.
There you go.
Okay.
So tried to cover all the bases.
I guess he loves me.
So, So it's a fascinating story.
It is.
And I'm not gonna spoil the ending or anything, but it gets even better as we learn the
It's
truth about
such a
past.
good story.
I think, and I will tell you that I think the first time I watched this show, I probably did not appreciate the complexity and
Well, so
the mythology
the
as much as I do
original
now.
series, which I watched growing up, was not nearly this intense.
No, no, and you realize, of course, that
Well, there were no skin.
no, there were no human Cylons, and you realize also that our recollections of that are limited because there only ever were 2 seasons of
Oh,
Battlestar
really?
Galactica. Yeah.
Oh, it seems like it was on longer.
I know. The first series, 1978, Battlestar 1978 was 1 season on ABC, and it got canceled. Then they brought it back in 1980 in a shorter season to wrap up the story, and then it
What
went
was the
away.
name of the dog?
A Muffet,
Muffet.
which my sister and I named I named a dog Muffet.
That's cute.
The other dog we had at the time was named Bandit from.
Smokey and the Bandit?
Yep. I probably named that dog too, but I don't know. I know the Muffet dog. The Muffet's name came from Battlestar Galactica because I named him.
That's
But
cute.
and Boxy, who's the little boy in the original Battlestar Galactica that has the dog, appears briefly in the remake, but not
Yeah.
the dog never does.
No.
There's no robot dogs.
There are no animals at all that I can recall.
I don't know. Yeah, I
Now
don't.
I gotta
Not
pay
be.
more attention.
Yeah.
So they mentioned hearing the birds. I remember that when they first landed on Kobol,
Right.
because
Right.
Tyrell was like, "Oh, I haven't heard that in a long time." So
Right.
anyway, so we're still watching
Still watching
Battlestar
Battlestar
Galactica,
Galactica.
and we're still watching St. Dennis Medical. That's kind of our palate cleanser
Yes,
show.
when we're exhausted from watching Widow's Bay or Battlestar
Yeah,
Galactica or something like that. Um, we finished. We finished Pluribus. We need to go back to some of those Apple TV shows that we haven't finished, um,
Foundations.
like Foundation, like the Morning Show, and some others that we have not finished, and go back and finish some of
Yeah,
those.
somebody said the one with John Hamm.
Oh, Friends and Neighbors.
Something like that. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be good. Let us know. Let us know what you're watching and
Lettuce.
let us.
Oh, I might be hungry.
Mm, goodness. So
So,
I think that wraps up plot and
is there
popcorn.
anything else? Plot and popcorn. Is there anything
Lettuce.
else?
You mentioned hunger, so
Do
that
you,
moves us right
do you,
into what's for dinner.
what's for dinner? So we did last weekend. We did the shrimp uh um crispy rice recipe that I had wanted to try. So basically, that involved me cooking the rice the Friday before, putting it in the refrigerator.
You did it that morning. You did it Sunday morning, and then you cooked it Sunday night.
Oh, it was in the refrigerator.
Yeah, from the morning.
No, we didn't cook it on Sunday. We cooked it on Monday or something.
Yeah. You cooked it on Sunday.
I cooked the rice on Sunday, and I think I cooked the meal on Monday. It was the next day. But so,
It was not Friday.
well, yeah, it was Sunday and Monday, and
That
not
was the
Friday.
plan.
The flam was Friday.
The flam?
The flam, the plam was Friday. It ended up getting shifted to Sunday. So Sunday, it was in the. I know it was in the refrigerator because it was cold when I spread it out there. So you then spread out the rice on the baking sheet, and then you season it and put oil on it so it crisps up. Then you cook that, and then you season the shrimp, and I think there was some garlic and
Jalapeno.
There's a jalapeno that I took the seeds out and cut up.
Everyone with a Spanish accent
Jalapeno,
is like, "Oh my god, don't say that word."
jalapeno. So it has jalapeno. It has soy sauce,
Fish sauce.
fish sauce, It actually is fish sauce or soy sauce. I put both, which is probably why it's a little salty.
It was delicious.
It was a little salty for me, and when I say soy sauce, we actually use tamari, which is a very high-end brewed soy sauce, and it's gluten-free.
Yes, it is.
Because when we cook together, we are gluten-free.
Yes.
When we cook just for me, it's, hot dogs with wheat buns.
Hot dogs with poison.
With poison, yes.
It's not poison.
So we did that on Sunday. What else have we cooked? We did our usual chicken and salmon dishes on both.
Well, we had date night this week.
We did do date night. Oh, date night was good.
At a restaurant in the Brooklyn neighborhood called Alder and Oak. It is a Mediterranean.
What did she say? Was it Western?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Southern.
I don't know.
It's delicious.
It was very delicious. I had the rack of lamb.
Yep, and I had the chicken Slovak something. It was basically wood fire grilled chicken on a big metal skewer
that they took off at the table. And French fries, right?
French fries and
fried potatoes and
what's that sauce called? Tzatziki? Is that what it's called?
I don't know. That sounds right.
It was delicious. I would go back there in a heartbeat.
But what did you call it?
Oh, nuggies and fries.
She told me later she had chicken nuggies and fries. I'm like, it's pretty high end chicken nuggies.
They were chicken nuggets because they had little nuggets on the skewer, and she slid them off, and there were little chicken nuggies and a little thing of fries and a little salad.
It was really good. And I had the lamb. The rack of lamb was served over potatoes, little fingerling potatoes and carrots, spiced carrots, which were amazing. It was amazing meal. And then I got some baklava, which obviously is not gluten free, so Jeannie could not have any. And I actually ate it last night.
I had a bite, and it didn't really seem to.
It's probably the only thing that's probably not gluten free is the crust, because it has a filling inside. That's probably fine. But I ate the rest of it last night, which my blood sugar did not appreciate. But it was very, 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 very good. You also had a strawberry.
I did have a strawberry.
Had strawberries and cream on top. And
it was delicious.
So
if you're in the Brooklyn area, definitely go to Alder and Oak. It's very good. It's reasonably priced.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. And
we had a drink to start with called the Oracle that was
made with 4 roses.
Yeah, and some other stuff that it was delicious. Good. Kind of a remix on an old fashioned.
Yeah, it was because it has the bitters and syrup in it. In it. Jeez, Jeannie wants to make fun of me for the way I say syrup. I can tell.
Syrup.
I can see it.
Syrup.
Syrup.
That's okay. I say for me. It's one syllable. Syrup.
Syrup. Anyway, but it was old fashioned like, but not exactly an old fashioned. So, but yeah, very, very good. The parking is crazy, but they have valet, so just do that.
Complimentary valet.
Just do that. Don't try to find parking because they have no parking down there. Just go to the valet stand.
The parking next door is actually for Arapa Please,
right?
And which is an amazing place.
Go there too. But so the meal was really, really good, and then I thought that was the place where I thought briefly on Saturday that I had lost my wallet there Thursday night, but in fact I did not. It was not there. It was
under the bed.
It had fallen out of my pants and had rolled under the bed, which I had searched in the car, in the bedroom, in every, like the couch and the chairs. I'd searched everywhere I could think to find it. And only after we got back from the grocery store did I actually go in there and run my foot underneath the edge of the bed and stepped on it. So that was after, unfortunately, I canceled credit cards, but before I had ordered a new driver's license or canceled the rest of my credit cards.
Though, I'm sure you're not the first person who's done that.
It's just kind of annoying. But anyway, it was very frustrating to realize that you don't have your wallet. To think about the fact I've got to take a trip in 2 weeks to Vegas for business, and was thinking, I was sort of thinking about that. Am I going to have a driver's license, or am I going to have to use my passport for identification? Am I going to have credit cards? Excuse me, credit cards to pay for stuff. So there was a lot going through my head
I know,
during.
I was thinking about all of that too.
Yeah.
I
So
was like, "Oh, maybe I do have to go to this trip." I don't
well,
think
you
I'm gonna go.
okay? I got to make the plane reservations. Like I should have already done it, but I'm going to make that
Yeah.
this week. So
We haven't talked about that, but
yeah,
there you
but
go. A little insight into
into our life. Yeah, usually Jeannie goes to these are an annual users conference that my work does. Usually Jeannie goes, but it's Vegas. We're not huge fans of Vegas because we don't gamble and we're not going to be there long enough anyway. And it's
I
just
mean,
a
we've done Vegas before where we did an amazing
little the Grand Canyon
the
thing.
helicopter tour down into the Grand Canyon,
Yes.
which I would do again. I like to go to see the dam, yes, but it's not like he can get away.
Yeah, I can't. That's the challenge. It is that I don't. It's 3 days and I'm jam packed pretty much all
Yeah,
3 days.
but I can be
So
a hotel rat like
we'll
no one can.
So that decision final decision can be made this weekend, but we need to make it because I have to make plane reservations this week. Should have already done it. The plane expense it's going to be expensive, but anyway,
It's not your dime.
that one's not mine. That's the
No.
company pays for that. So anyway, so that was all going through my
Right, that was
head
going through
was
my head too. I'm like, well, he has his passport, so there's that.
yeah, the identification wasn't the problem. The problem was really going to be what credit card am I going to use? I'm going to have a credit card to use to pay for incidentals and things like that. So luckily, it all worked out. That'll all be resolved. No, that's why I jumped on the credit card so soon, is because I knew that I had to get them done in the next week or so. And if I had waited for 2 hours, I wouldn't have had to go through all that, and Jeannie wouldn't have to be resetting our Hulu payment in the middle of the night. But so, what is there any other meals that we've cooked this week?
Not that I can recall. I mean, we had salmon and salad, we had spaghetti.
We did have spaghetti.
I
Your
don't
famous one
even
about spaghetti.
remember what we had last night for dinner. We had European
Oh, we
strip
had because
Rubens from
that's because what was I watching that they were talking about
pastrami.
pastrami? It was Law and Order.
It was Law and Order.
Law and Order. They had a scene. They were talking about Carnegie Deli and getting pastrami. You remember going to
We went to Cats.
Cats and getting pastrami? It was like, oh my god, it was so good. Anyway, they said something
We
about
need to do a New York
yeah.
trip soon.
Yeah. So, they were talking about getting pastrami. They had bet pastrami sandwich on
Yeah.
some aspect of the they had a picture of this older man and this very, very young girl, and one of them said it's his daughter or his granddaughter, and the other one
Right.
said, "No, that's his wife." And they bet a pastrami sandwich on it. It was his wife. So anyway, so that's a spoiler when you watch that episode, if you can figure
We
out
don't know which
which of
episode.
the 7,000 Law and Order episodes it is. Anyway, so I turned to Jeannie and said, "Oh, we should get Rubens from um, European Street." And she's like, "Well, that's not that's corned beef, not pastrami." I'm like, "I know, but it's as close as we're gonna get
Yeah.
because we
Uh
don't know of any place to get a
no,
good
Jersey Mike's used to do pastrami.
pastrami Rubens, but
You
they don't.
know, I need to
We need to
start.
figure that out.
Yeah, because
So I'd like I really like some corned beef
no, pastrami.
pastrami sandwich, hot pastrami sandwich.
So
Got to figure
good.
that out. We got to make that happen. So but this weekend, today, I'm gonna make chili,
Yes.
which we make with homemade spices. We do mix all the spices ourselves, and we put in black beans and kidney beans
Mhm.
and red onions,
Mhm.
along with hamburger meat and uh, petite diced tomatoes and tomato sauce.
Yep.
And we get to mix all that up and cook it for about 10 minutes or so in a big pot and get it all nice and mixed all together. We serve it with some Kobe Jack,
Kobe Jack or cheddar or
cheddar or
whatever.
Kobe Jack cheese on top. And then tomorrow for Memorial Day, we're going to have leftover chili for hot dogs. We bought hot dogs. We're going to have chili dogs.
Yes. I've
So
been craving chili dogs. I don't know why. I used to love hot dogs as a kid. I still love them. I still love hot dogs.
and we bought some ballpark franks,
Yeah.
and we'll have those tomorrow for Memorial Day. So I think that's pretty much it for meals. Um, I don't know if we have any big plans other than the chili
Yeah, the chili
cooking.
dogs were like I was like, "I want chili dogs. I'm gonna make him make me chili, and then there'll be leftovers, and I can have chili
Chili
dogs."
dogs, and I
Mwahaha.
never turn down chili dogs. They're messy and delicious and
Yes.
unbelievably good. So I think we've done it again.
Yeah.
I think we have reached the end. So this is the part where I say every story has an end, but our process is just getting started.
And thank you for joining us behind the scenes of the co-authored life.
I'm J.E. Sutton Jr.
And I'm Jeannie. To see what we're currently working on, visit jesuttonjr.com, and we'll see you in the next chapter. I don't know what we're doing for lunch today.
I don't know. Do your lettuce comment. Well, you know what? We need to have one of those
We
salads.
do.
All right.
All
That's what
right.
we're going to do.